Right now on KTVZ News, another fatal tragedy at Mount Bachelor. An out-of-town skier tragically dies after falling into a tree well. What officials want you to know and why the risk remains a deadly threat.
And we have more snow on the way. In fact, the winter weather advisory goes into effect at 5 o'clock on Wednesday. Significant snow on the mountains and a dusting at lower elevations could cause problems.
And tonight, the High Desert Museum raises the alarm. Why they say Trump cuts could affect your next trip to see their exhibits. Plus, Central Oregonians are making their voices heard today. The Oregon senator in town and the details on how you can see him. And tonight, the good news, how local Bend kids are trying to save the world one invention at a time.
First, local, live. Now from Central Oregon's news leader, this is KTVZ News at 5.
We start tonight with a live look at Mount Bachelor as the community mourns the loss of one of their own. Good evening, I'm Lindsay Harris. Lee is off tonight. We start tonight with a tragic story, the death of a Seattle man at Mount Bachelor. Isabel Warren spoke with experts about the dangers of tree wells.
Following Monday's tragedy at Mount Bachelor, winter safety is top of mind for experienced skiers like Dan McGarrigle, owner of Pine Mountain Sports.
Keep your eyes up, draw your lines, go and recreate, but recreate within your abilities.
On Monday afternoon, search and rescue teams rushed to the west side of the mountain after receiving a 911 text message of an unresponsive skier. When they arrived, they found 34-year-old Benjamin Schelke head first in a tree well and unresponsive. Schelke was rushed to the resort's clinic where he passed away. The official cause of death has not yet been determined, but investigators say injuries align with snow suffocation.
We've had a huge snowpack this year, and we've had lots of concentrated weather patterns come in. Big dumps, high pressure, big dumps, high pressure. When you get these, those are those times when you get big tree wells forming and when things don't get a chance to consolidate. Listen to that voice inside your head.
In a statement to KTVZ News, Mount Bachelor says they extend their deepest condolences to Schelke's family and friends and are reminding guests to take extra precautions when riding in deep snow. Monday's tragedy becomes the 6th tree well death in the last 7 years. Tree wells are formed when snow accumulates around the base of a tree, but not under the lower hanging branches, making a pocket of unstable snow. Snow immersion suffocation can happen when a skier or snowboarder falls, usually head first, into a tree well or deep loose snow and becomes immobilized. Mount Bachelor told KTVZ News in a statement the most effective way to avoid this danger is to stick to open, groomed runs. They said if guests do choose to ride in other areas, they are voluntarily accepting the risk of tree wells and possible suffocation.
Yes, we love to go out and have fun, and we all have those wonderful memories of this moment in time and that moment in time. But yes, there is a risk in order to build those memories, to have those experiences.
For McGarrigle, snow sports safety is close to his heart after losing his own friends, Terry and Renee Shearshaw, just last month in an avalanche just west of Bend. He's now urging caution this season.
I still think about the people that aren't here and what they would want us to do. For those that aren't here with us anymore, the only thing I can say is thank you for being here with us while you were.
Mount Bachelor has seen record amounts of snow this season, touting one of the deepest base depths in the entire country. But of course, with more snowpack means more danger.
So Isabel, are deaths like this common at the resorts?
Yeah, so we do see it happen a lot at Mount Bachelor here. One of the latest ones happened a few years ago, but national stats show that 4 to 5 tree well deaths happen in the nation.
Wow, absolutely devastating. Thank you. Turning now to weather with Chief Meteorologist John Carroll. John, this is just a reminder of how tragic that these weather conditions can be.
Yeah, and it's not just the tree wells. We are under the possibility of a high risk of avalanches in some locations because we've gotten a lot of snow. So the problem is there, and it's just a different form. Here's a look at how we have these new snow avalanches. Basically, its weight and gravity. We have the old layer of snow that's been sitting there, a very massive amount of snow this year. Nearly 4 feet of snow has fallen in the past 4 to 5 days, and that fresh snow falls on top of the compacted snow base, and there is that possibility of an avalanche to occur. And there are a number of reasons, but this is one of them that could cause problems for us. So as we move forward, we are looking at the traffic cams as we move up into Mount Bachelor on Century Drive. Looks pretty smooth. Smooth sailing pretty much at all locations. Willamette Pass does have the fog inside the lens, but here's our winter weather advisory. We have 1 to 3 inches possible along the 97 corridor, but significant snow possible along the crest of the Cascades. This begins at 5 p.m. Wednesday and goes through Thursday evening. My full report is coming up in a few minutes.
Happening in the next hour, Senator Ron Wyden is holding a town hall at Sisters High School starting at 6 p.m. It's his second town hall of the day, and he had one earlier at the Crook County Fairgrounds in Prineville. Our Tracy Tuesday will be on hand and will give us a full report. But right now, Senator Ron Wyden is joining us live in the KTVZ studios. Good evening, Senator. Busy day for you. Thank you so much for being here with us today. So we'll dive right in. Our first question is about federal budget cuts. So we reported just this week that this latest budget bill will cut over $10 million from local organizations here. So can you talk a little bit more about how that's going to affect us?
Oh, I think it's going to be very damaging, particularly right now. You've got so many people walking an economic tightrope, balancing the food bill against the fuel bill. All these charitable organizations are doing so much good work, and then government services are absolutely essential as well.
Fantastic. And then our next question moves to wildfire season. So with most of Oregon's land owned by the federal government, are you worried about their abilities to fight these fires that we know are coming, particularly in our national forests?
And particularly right now. Usually the colder weather months are when we do prescribed burns, and go in there and clean out the dead and dying material that helps to prevent fires in the summer. And we just can't afford to lose those services right now. I'm going to get them back.
I like it. Our last question for you, Senator. We have many seniors that are living here in Central Oregon. Are you worried about Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security being on the chopping block?
Absolutely, and a lot of those seniors are what are called dual eligibles. They're eligible for Medicare and Medicaid, worried about those folks getting hurt. I'm also very worried about our small businesses, because these small businesses are going to get clobbered by these tariffs. It's going to be poison for them, and there are a lot of craft breweries that are going to get hurt by that. So seniors and small business are front and center.
Okay, amazing. Is there anything else that you'd like to touch on while you're here?
Well, I want people to know that we understand that there's tremendous concern right now. I believe strongly that Congress has got to step up. I did that last week. We made it clear that we weren't going to be bullied. We were going to stand in there and work for people's rights. And you'll see that again next week with Social Security, where a nominee comes to the Finance Committee, where I'm the ranking Democrat. We aren't going to let this administration mess with Social Security benefits for folks in Central Oregon.
Well, Senator, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to be here with us. It's always an honor to see you.
See you again soon.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
So the senator is heading to a town hall at Sisters High starting in the next hour. Tracy Tuesday will be on hand, and we'll have a full report tonight at 10 p.m. on Fox and 11 p.m. on NBC. You can always stream us on your KTVZ Plus app, which is available on your smart TV. Coming up on KTVZ News at 5, the crackdown on Central Oregon's highways that resulted in hundreds of traffic tickets has rescinded, has residents wondering, where does the money go?
And folks, this is a look at the winter weather advisory one more time. Gusty conditions are a concern. That's going to be occurring with within the next 24 hours. More on that coming up.
And just today, the plan approved that could protect the town of Sisters and the timber industry. Why prescribed burns play a major factor. Viewers may remember our behind-the-scenes stories of the crackdown on Central Oregon's highways. The traffic enforcement blitz resulted in hundreds of traffic stops and nearly 200 tickets. Now we're learning more about how that money helps you. According to Bend Police, most of it goes back into the city's budget. If they give out a $165 traffic ticket, $50 goes to the state of Oregon. $16 goes to Deschutes County, and the rest, nearly $100, goes to the City of Bend General Fund. The General Fund provides core services like police, fire, and street maintenance. Bend PD says its officers don't have ticket quotas and don't get incentives for writing tickets. Coming up on KTVZ News at 5, new reviews from residents. How do you think Bend Parks and Rec should plan for the future? We're following the board meeting through the evening.
And this is what we're tracking moving forward. We got rain and snow returning. A series of storms are coming our way, and there are winter alerts.
The KTVZ Problem Solvers. Our mission: to inform, investigate, and inspire. When there's an issue impacting you, your family, or our community, we are here to work together to get answers. Contact us at problemsolvers@ktvz.com.
Happening in just a few minutes. Bend Parks and Rec is holding a board of directors meeting open to all. The meeting is held at 5:30 p.m. at their main office next to Riverbend Park. There will be a few hot topics discussed, one of which is the result of a survey asking residents about the priorities of recreation programming in Bend. Over 700 people responded. The survey results will help shape how the district plans and prioritizes their programs. Here's Julie Brown with the district talking about the survey before it was sent out. New today, more prescribed burns are on the way. The Deschutes National Forest is going ahead with a massive project to reduce wildfire risk. Today, they gave the final approval to burn and thin in the outlined area in red. The nearly 3,000 acres provide defensible space to much of Sisters. It's also estimated to bring in almost 5 million pounds of timber. Prescribed burning is estimated to start in April.
Now, your exclusive local alert weather forecast from Central Oregon's news leader.
Well, we saw some snow shower activity at lower elevations early in the day, but off and on through the day and last night, the Cascades did get some snow. Now, here's a look at the Black Butte Ranch time lapse. Start this out around 9 o'clock in the morning, and you can notice that snow shaft underneath those clouds as we moved forward through the mid-morning and early afternoon time frame. Not a lot there right in front of the lens, but then we did see some clearing as we got into the afternoon, and some clouds are coming back. So here's a look at the Bend Airport to the west. As the sun will be dropping behind the Cascades, and we are seeing a mixture of mostly cloudy skies with some clear skies out there. And lower elevated roadways looking smooth. Everybody's on the dry side, so that's good news for now, but things will be changing as we move forward through time. And a beautiful shot there of Mount Bachelor showing the cloud cover off in the distance, and they got about 5 new inches of snow in the past 24 hours. Here, look at satellite radar. Really not all that much going on. We're kind of in a break or a lull between rounds of showers and storms that come through. We had the first big round come through on Sunday, have a break Monday and again today before we get more stuff tomorrow night. So here's we got just a couple of showers coming across the region. Zooming in closer, really the significance of this is that there's really nothing significant on that right now. But as we zoom in even closer, really, again, not much happening. So what about our future track? Well, we do see an interesting feature. We have this area of high pressure that is off to our south and east. What that's doing is helping to bring in some milder air around that. The air circulates clockwise around that high. As we get to 8 o'clock in the morning on our Wednesday, we have this mild air out in front of this. So let's show you the mild air coming up from the south and west. So as it comes through, it'll continue to push this milder air into the region. So as we continue to migrate through the day on Wednesday, we'll start to notice something significant. A cold front coming through. Heavy rain across the I-5 corridor, and that will progress across through the area. We'll have snow overnight with bands of snow through the Cascades as we get into our 10 o'clock time frame of Wednesday when we get colder. Off and on snow showers overnight, again, mainly along the crest of the Cascades. And then as we get into our Thursday, here it is at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, still snow on the Cascades, but another big batch of precipitation is on the way. So we're going to continue this through for a while with snow piling up pretty aggressively on the mountain. So what I want to put up here, this is our winter weather advisory. Our winter weather advisory is for Deschutes and for Jefferson County's portions of, and that is for the amount of snow that we're going to get. Not a lot there in Lapine and Sun River by Thursday morning, but as we get into the 8 p.m. time frame, the main focus of the snow will be the mountains, but we'll still have a couple of inches at lower levels. But again, the bulk is on the mountains. By Friday at 11 p.m., we could have close to 4 inches in some spots. Winds are significant coming out of the south and west. And then as we get into our afternoon time frame of Thursday, we do continue to see these. Look at this. 9 a.m. on Thursday morning, a 62-mile-an-hour gust near Bachelor. It is going to get a bit sporty through the region. So let's take a look here at our 7-day planner. We got 51 on Wednesday with a 47 on Thursday and a 52 on Friday. About the same on Saturday. Those are the wet days. Then it's dry and mild after that with a 70 on Tuesday. Now let's check out that snow report.
Your local alert weather snow report, brought to you by Les Schwab Tire Centers.
We have 5 inches of snow today at Mount Bachelor. There's the view of it. They have 157 inches as a base.
Coming up on KTVZ News at 5, the Invention Convention, how kids in Bend are trying to save the world. Plus, meet the Prineville kid getting an award of a lifetime, from picking up trash to helping fight fires. What he says, why he says it's all about giving back.
All right, let's put your hands together, please, young riders. We are on.
And one of the longest running bike rides in the nation needs your help. The details on how you can make a difference in just a few.
Powder House Ski, Snowboard, and Nordic Winter Clearance Sale going on now.
A local kid is one of 6 people in the nation who will be receiving a national award. Logan Nickel grew up in Prineville and joined the Heart of Oregon Corps. Today, he and his crew were out cleaning the edges of Knott Landfill. And for the last few years, he's done thousands of hours worth of volunteer work in the forests of Oregon. Through his work, he's gained a passion for wildland management and conservation. The massive wildfires that have troubled Oregon in the past few years made Nickel even more determined to help.
Wildfire does not care about boundaries. It doesn't care if you have a home out in the middle of the wilderness. It will burn it all down all the same. We are out there to help safeguard our communities and our very people who help support us to who we are today.
Nickel told KTVZ Heart of Oregon Corps not only taught him skills, but gave him the chance to protect homes from fire through conservation. He will receive the Corps Member of the Year award at the National Conference in Virginia this year. A long-running and well-known Central Oregon staple is in need of volunteers. The Cascade Cycling Classic brings road cyclists from all over the world to Bend for the annual race. It's been running since 1980, and it's put on by volunteers. It takes place Saturday, June 14th, and if you're interested in volunteering, visit CascadeCyclingClassic.com. Money raised benefits the Horner Cycling Foundation. Some very creative grade schoolers from William E. Miller Elementary are getting awards for fantastic inventions. Today, the Greater Bend Rotary Club had their annual Invention Convention award recognition ceremony. Elementary students were told to imagine an invention that could make the world a better place. We talked to one student who made a helmet that locks and unlocks e-bikes, and another that made a crawfish trap, which is safe for newts. And we are just days away from our exclusive Ask the Mayor series. This Thursday on our Sunrise newscast, Redmond Mayor Ed Fitch will join us live. He'll be answering questions submitted directly by you, our viewers. And you can ask him or Bend's mayor a question anytime. Just click Ask the Mayor under the News tab on KTVZ.com. All right, John.
A lot of stuff coming up. Yeah,
we have a lot of things coming up.
We are going to be cold tonight. Temperatures are going to drop down into the 20s everywhere. 20 in La Pine, 23 in Sun River. But tomorrow we're going to be about where we should be. We'll be in the 40s and 50s. So that is a little bit of a step forward into the milder air. All
right. Well, I saw that 70.
Yeah, it's way down the road. Grab everybody.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us for KTVZ News at 5. We'll see you right back here at the top of the hour for KTVZ News at 6. And until then, you can stream all of our local newscasts on the app.